Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Crosse Tribune's TribPreps video series. Like always, my name is Alex Van Hoon, and to my left is sports editor Todd Sommerfeld. And today we have Eric Lees with us to my right here as well. You guys know him. He's been in videos the last couple weeks here helping us out as well.
We're back to 3.
We're back to 3, yeah, we're back to 3, right? It only took us, what, 2 months?
Yeah.
You know, it's all it took, folks, 2 months. But yeah, like I said, it's obviously big Friday night coming up here.
State semifinals.
State semifinals across the board.
States, yeah.
Both states. Let's just quickly run through those right now. Division 5, we have Prairie du Chien versus Lake Country Lutheran. That's going to be at McFarland at 7 p.m. Bangor versus Edgar at Carson Park in Eau Claire at 7 p.m. as well over in Division 7. And over across the border, MSHSL state semis, we have Caledonia versus Barnesville. At U.S. Bank Stadium, of course, Todd will be at that one. Kickoff is slated for 11:30 a.m., so it'll be an early morning for Todd there as he heads up to
Always
the bank.
is.
Always is, yep.
Playing semis every year. It's always early.
And Todd never sleeps anyway, so so it works out.
Unfortunately.
But let's start with Prairie du Chien first. Let's jump into that game. Obviously, I think that was a score last week that surprised a lot of us. Just the way they did it, the way they were able to handle. Really that potent offense GT had been showing all year long, and just to kind of just be able to put up a shutout in that game too as well. I know that kind of surprised you, Todd, but what are you kind of looking forward here as Prairie du Chien kind of moves forward past that game to really, because it's the first time they've been in state since what, 1988?
88. Yeah,
so
they got to the championship game that year too. I shouldn't say 2, but they got to the championship game that year and ended up losing it, but they won the semifinal that time. I just think. Lights.
I think that was out.
But I think what I want to see is it'd be great to see this great story continue. Coach Corey Koenig getting thrown in there at the last minute to coach the team. They lost a lot of really good players from last year's team, and then to improve on the season has been something. Like you said, I was surprised about the GET game. I may not have been that surprised if they won 44-40, if it was like some kind of shootout. But man, shutting GET out, it was something. And I saw GET just the week before and what they did against Aquinas. And I saw Prairie du Chien play Aquinas too, and that was a close game. So I was really surprised at what they were able to do defensively. And the folks that we had there said, GET started throwing the ball maybe a little early in the game. They took them out of their game. They're playing, obviously, a better team this time, Lake Country Lutheran, state semifinalists last year, lost the championship game the year before. So they're playing a very good team in McFarland, but I think they played a very good team in GET last week and beat them 10-0. So they do have playmakers. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. I guess we'll see. And that's one thing I think Lake Country Lutheran has given up 82 points this year. So a good defense. They're going to run into a really good defense and have to do things well.
Yeah. I'm trying to do in my head, 12 games, 88 points.
82 points,
That's not a lot of points.
I think they've scored 400, so.
Wow.
They score a lot of points and don't give up much at Lake Country Lutheran. And they beat a really good Racine St. Cat's team last week. So.
That's what they beat?
This is absolutely an instance of Lake Country Lutheran being the favorite. And I don't know that anyone in the state outside of Prairie du Chien is going to say Prairie du Chien will go in and win this game, but boy, it'd be something. It'd be a lot of fun to see it continue another week. Yeah,
it sure would, and just for the whole community in general too. It's always cool to see when a team hasn't been there in a while to see a community kind of rally around. We saw it kind of like Sparta last year a little bit, make it to level 3, and so hopefully that can continue, like you said, Todd, as we move forward here. But let's go to Bangor, Edgar. This is awesome game. These two teams know each other very well. Obviously, they meet. Seems like they meet at this type of game every year. Just about. And Eric, you were out there at practice today, or not today, this past week, and you're gonna be writing that story here. It's gonna be in Friday's paper. You went out there. Just tell me kind of where they're at right now as we kind of head into Friday, because obviously they know Edgar very well, and they're just kind of going into Friday's game here.
No, yeah, that's definitely obviously they, like you said, know Edgar well, and that's something that they've been able to hone in on practice. Then you've got so much tape to look over. There was even a point yesterday in practice when Molenberg's like, this is what they did in 2017. So they're looking back at all these previous years, very familiar opponents. Edgar's really, really good this year. I mean, they're always really good, but this is going to be another one of those like just hard-nosed teams or games where both teams, you got to win in the trenches. Especially Edgar's only allowed 38 points all year.
And only 6 to Stratford, by the way.
Yeah, and that was their only
They
loss.
played 6-0, yes.
The only loss of their year.
Stratford hasn't given up a point.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
year.
Yeah.
So they're coming in, and like you said, they know them. The top Division 7 teams in recent years have been Edgar, Bangor, Blackhawk.
Yeah.
And Bangor's played them both. And it depends if they go north or south. They're going to hit Blackhawk if they go south. They're going to hit Edgar if they go north. So either way, they're going to have to win a really tough game to get to Camp Randall. They know that going in. Edgar knows the same thing. And we'll see if Bangor can get them this time. It's like you said, 2 really good teams out in that field.
Yeah, and Edgar too. Something Mullenberg was talking about was that they're able to spread the field. I mean, and just move the ball, and like whether they're running up the middle, running on the outside. He said they love to pound the ball and then hit you over the top.
Yeah, constantly put pressure on.
Yeah,
constantly.
Yeah, so he's like, you got to be perfect every play. So yeah, it's going to come down to just execution. I mean, that's what most of these games at this point do come down to. But these are 2 really, really small teams.
Yeah. And you said they have to be perfect every time. That's what every defense that plays Bangor has to be too. So they're very familiar with that. Edgar, a couple of years ago, they only hit 1 pass play, but it was like a really deep pass play that set up a touchdown. It got like tipped around and kid caught it, and they celebrated madly over that pass completion. So they're going to have to not allow that to happen. Bangor can't turn the ball over. They're going to finish some drives. If they have to punt, they have to punt. All of a sudden last week they brought out an extra point kicker. So they were kicking extra points last week. So it'll be interesting to see if they score, if they go for the extra points, or if they go for 2. In the past, both these teams have just gone for 2 when I've seen them play. So it'll be interesting to see how that aspect goes down. They also used Matthew Osterley at quarterback a decent amount last week. So, and I think that can eliminate moving the ball around and stuff, give him some direct snaps and let him go. He didn't run a ton in that game. It was still a lot of Carter Horseman, and I'm assuming this will be a lot of Carter Horseman too.
Yep. Yeah, as it should be, as you would think. Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a monster all season, but especially as of late. So if you saw the video of him last week dragging people into the end zone for 8 yards, you see how tough he is, and I'm sure Edgar will have seen that at some point just to remind themselves of how tough he is.
Yeah, it seems like every week we're seeing Carter Horseman either run a dude over or carry guys into the end zone.
Yeah.
Or
we're stuffing some running back.
Yeah, we're stuffing some running back.
And he's not real big to be carrying people.
Yeah, and now
he's big.
Yeah.
That's right, you know.
Yeah.
But very strong. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that should be a fantastic game.
And of course, and Eric's story will be kind of focusing on Michael Reed a little bit, just big lineman. Because that'll be something to watch. It's fun watching those 2 pull, Grant Mankey and Michael Reed, quite a bit. So if you're going to the game, watch that because it's going to be a full point offense.
That can move.
And both of them love it.
Yeah.
Talking to them yesterday, they love just getting out there on the edge.
Yeah, they sure do. And you'll see a lot of it, as I bet, because Carter Horseman, like you said, is going to have a big game and move forward. And let's jump across the border here at Caledonia Barnesville. Obviously, that's going to be at the bank, like we said. Todd, you've seen a lot of these type of Caledonia Barnesville games. Kind of what are you looking for the most here? And I guess it sounds like it's going to be a really, really good game. Barnesville this year is really good. We had one of our friends over there in Fargo covers the team and says Barnesville's the real deal. And Caledonia's going to be well tested, so it's going to be a good test for the Warriors, I think.
It'll be nice to have them play a real deal team. They played in the semifinals. The semifinals last year? No, final. I can't remember. They played last year. It was a good game.
Yeah.
I think it was final.
Yeah.
It was a close game for Caledonia especially. I think they still shut them out if I remember right, but didn't score a ton in that game. So it's a team that Colton Bartholomew actually covered that game last year, and I was talking to him, and he said that was a really solid team last year. So if it's a lot of those same guys back, obviously it'll be a challenge. They're gonna be sky high to try and end that winning streak that Caledonia has. They can do it at US Bank where everybody wants to play well. So the stage is really set for Barnesville to go in there and do something, make some noise, and get some eyes on its program. I think Caledonia just really hasn't showed a weakness yet.
No.
They just do so many things well. And Noah King, we're talking about Horseman, the way he's been playing in recent weeks, but Noah King has just been on fire.
Yeah.
And I know you like to put it in stories sometimes, video game numbers, and that's kind of what these guys are doing right now. and Noah's running the ball. He's throwing the ball great. He's throwing for over 300 yards, and Eli's just a playmaker, as we know.
Yeah.
We've seen him play.
Yeah.
And if Barnesville loses track of him, and they, if they can hit Barnesville with a big play from Eli, that can take a little out of them. So we'll see if they go that route or if that presents itself in this game. But I'm sure the Caledonia folk are really excited about having a team that can push them too.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's another statement for them to make, even though they've beaten them previously. It's just another box to check, I guess, if you're Caledonia, and they're always up for challenges.
Yeah, and you mentioned how well Noah King's playing, and especially last week against Pipestone. I mean, when I was down there in Rochester, I mean, I had seen Noah King play obviously a few times, but last week, man, you could just tell he was feeling it. Like, you know what I mean? You could just tell this was his time. And I asked him about that. He's like, yeah, there's just something about the, being this type of, around this time where you can just kind of feel it. And the whole Caledonia team can feel it, that type of too. And man, he had a pass, that 67-yarder that he had was just right thread of the needle, that type of stuff. And talking to Carl too, a lot of people like to compare, Owen and Noah to one another, but that's not fair to anyone when you start doing that type of stuff.
Right.
And Noah's just going out there. I mean, he has a chance to win his 4th straight state title. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy the numbers. You mentioned Eli too, and that chemistry is amazing. And they have a bunch of playmakers around them right now that really just are really confident as they move forward here. And it was good to see the defense too really kind of really shut the door last week as well. You just knew right away after Pipestone got that touchdown that they shouldn't have in the first quarter, but man, they were flying around, and you could just feel they weren't bothered by the cold at all. But they're looking forward to don't get me wrong, they're looking forward to the warm confines of US Bank. But
they're doing their gym practices this week. They always do that when it's time to go indoors. They practice in the gym, and I've seen pictures. They're already doing that. But one thing to remember is in Caledonia, strength and speed are king. And that's what I know they have king players, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But that's what kids are learning in 4th and 5th grade. They're getting stronger and they're getting faster. Now they're going to go inside at US Bank, and there's going to be a lot of speed on that field.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I don't know enough about Barnesville to see what that matchup is like, but that's something Barnesville's going to have to be ready for.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if they can match it, because like you said, Todd, it's a different game with Caledonia on turf and in the dome too as well. And sometimes you got to hope that you can just hang with them, and as we've seen, a lot of teams cannot, as we've seen. But, I think, so Todd will be out there in Caledonia at the Minneapolis. He'll be there. Actually, Eric and I will actually be in Eau Claire for Bangor versus Edgar. So we're looking very much forward to that game as well. And like always, you can find everything we do on the CrosseTribune.com.
Twitter throughout the night will be
Twitter.
Putting out play. Well, I may not be putting out a whole lot because I have to watch the game from a mile away.
Yeah.
So I may not be tweeting a whole lot.
Yeah, and they don't let you go anywhere near the sidelines.
Right, so it won't be videos, but I'll be tweeting some updated scores and everything on Caledonia.
Yes, so. And follow along. Eric will be doing the video and stuff quite a bit. So he'll be the guy for that, for highlights, and of course I'll tweet out stuff during the game as well. For that as well.
Should be three exciting games.
Yeah, 3. We're looking forward to it quite a bit.
I think yours and mine could be really exciting. Hopefully Prairie du Chien can make that one exciting too.
Yeah, knock on wood.
I mean they're playing a really good team.
They are. Yeah, they are. And so we're probably not going to do video. We're doing
no Friday night.
Yeah, we won't be. Yeah, you'll be in Minneapolis. We'll be in Eau Claire. So this will be it for our video. And I'm assuming
maybe we'll just I don't know.
I don't know.
I would say probably not.
Probably not. So, but like always,
but hopefully we'll have something to be back for next week.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see you all again. I know you love hearing our voices. So, but like always, my name's Alex, and to my left is Todd Sommerfeld, and to my right is Eric. That'll be all for us tonight, and take care now.